Hi, I'm John, and this is N Scale Friday. Today we have an Airslide Covered Hopper to look at, so let's head over to the workbench.
It's kind of cold in my office today, so what has happened is the etched metal walkway has actually warped. See this right here? If you get a car that looks like this, and this is true of any scale, if you get a car that looks like this, don't be mad. Don't worry that it's defective. It's not. This is etched metal, so that happens sometimes. So what you do is you take some canopy glue and just glue it down. Canopy glue also is a little bit flexible, so it should hold better than CA glue. I'm going to glue this one down, and then we'll take a look at the model in detail. All right, so now that the roof walk is glued down, you can see it's fine. Just took a few minutes to dry. No big deal. This is what we're looking at today. It's a 4180 Airslide Covered Hopper. This is N scale, and it comes from Atlas. This is from Atlas's Master Series, and I'm looking at Atlas's website now off camera, and I'm seeing that this comes in a lot of different road names for $36.95. This one obviously is decorated for Chessie, and I'm counting, geez, there's like 8 or 10 other road names you can pick from. Your best bet would be to go to the Atlas website and find out if they have the one you're looking for. So as usual, I've looked at the paint job very carefully and found it to be excellent. The yellow paint covers very fully and clearly, and the printing on this model is all legible. Now, the tiniest printing over here was kind of hard to see, but I'm pretty sure with the magnification I was able to make out most of it. I did see the build date pretty clearly, which is down here, October of 1973. It's pretty amazing how small they can make the printing on these things these days. Quick look at the brake end reveals molded end ladder detail. You can see that the brake wheel itself is a separately applied part, and I think the chain is part of that. This is a photo etched crossover platform, and here's a nice surprise. It has a cut lever. That's a detail we don't usually see in N scale. Looks great. We'll take a quick look at the brake end from this angle as well. Something that's also really cool is that is a body-mounted knuckle coupler. Here's a look at the other side, and I'm just going to tip it up a little bit to show you that there's a lot of detail that's visible when it's rolling down the track. I realize it's kind of hard to see because it's shadowed, but it's also black. But that's there. We're going to take a closer look at that in a minute. But just thought it was worth mentioning. The A end looks a lot like the B end with a separately applied uncoupling lever and associated detail that's molded. The detail on the roof is pretty amazing. The hatch detail alone, I think, makes this model worthwhile. But this is also, as I mentioned earlier, an etched metal separately applied roof walk. And I'm noticing a little mess up on the paint right here. That was my fault. Sorry. When I put something to hold this down while the canopy glue was drying, I think I scraped that off a little bit. But you know what? That's okay, because eventually this will all end up being weathered and no one will ever see that. I know I gave you a little glimpse of what we were going to see on the bottom, but I'm a little surprised at how dense all that brake rigging and discharge gate detail is. I'm not sure that I've ever seen an N-scale model with this much detail on the bottom. Certainly not a hopper in any case. That's amazing. Something else to notice while we're looking at the bottom, two things: metal wheels and body-mounted knuckle couplers. That's excellent.
I think Atlas has done an excellent job with this model. One of the things that I'm really impressed with is all that detail on the bottom of the car. I mean, how about that? That's the kind of detail you sometimes don't even get in HO scale. So excellent job with that, Atlas. I love the body mounted couplers and the metal wheels. Hey, I'm a fan. See you next time.